The 2-2 is hit in the air down the left field line. This one's going to drop in for a base hit. One run is in. Here comes Redding. He's going to score, and it's a 2 RBI single for Jack Brown, and Bonner leads 2-0. Oh. The 1-1 pitch is hit well. Out to center field, Quinn is heading back. So is left fielder Vaughn. This one is gone. Out of here for Michael Coleman. And Coleman will round the bases. Bonner extends their lead 5-1. Adios, baseball. 2 outs, pitch from first is lined into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Rendell. He's speeding home. Throw is to home. Heading for second is Hartstein, and he is safe. What a big hit for Matt Hartstein in the 9-hole. And Lower Merion is up here at Conestoga. It's 2-0. First pitch here is a breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. With a base open at first base, you're a little surprised that they're going to pitch here to Genth. Again, Genth is 2 RBIs away from tying the Centennial Conference record of 73. He's got 71 entering today. The 0-1 is hit hard down the left field line. It's a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the second as Prusak will score, and tying the Centennial Conference record with 2 RBIs is Harry Genth. He's got 73, and it's a 5-4 ball game. With the way both pitchers are throwing, it may come down to 1 or 2 runs. The one who was upstairs goes to the backstop. Coming home is Doherty, and he will score. And Newtown Edgemont Little League is on the board here in the 3rd. It's not 2-2 is a good pitch, but this one's hit well. In the air out to left field, Doherty is back towards the mesh, and that ball is out of here. A home run, that's huge for the brand indeed. Delco Baseball, now intern Pat White, rounds the bases at the 2-run shot, 4-0 lead for Team Delval. White got all of that one. David Szczepanski, Brendan Ricciardi with you here on this Tuesday evening of the 39th edition of the Barrett All-Star Game. The 1-2 is hit on the ground over to second. Coming home is Callahan, and it's booted by the second baseman Kester. 1 run is in. Here comes Mahalik. The throw home is up the line, and Schuster will head down to second, put the ball in play. Caden Schuster, he does, and it's a 7-5 lead for Team Central League. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at second is Selbach. Monahan at the plate. Twirls the bat a couple times. Coming set is Dahl. Base open at first. The 3-2 pitch to Monahan is lined into right field. Heading back is Lagerstedt. It's over his head. And coming home to score is Will Selbach. And the Radnor Raptors are 2025 District 1 5A champions. 2 offering is hit on the ground through the hole into left center field. Lemon will come around to score for Villanova. Stopping at third is Hooley. Putting on the brakes at first is Neff. And that is the 24th RBI of the season. Team leading 24th RBI for the first baseman, Jason Neff. Welcome back here to Delco Baseball Now's YouTube channel. Top of the second we go. A scoreless inning here at Conestoga High School as the Pioneers battle the Lower Merion Aces. David Szczepanski, Brendan Ricciardi. Brendan scores in the Central League and around Delco. Take it away, buddy.
Yeah, we got Radnor already up 3-0 on Strathaven early. We got Haverford trailing Garnet Valley 2-1. Something interesting to note as the Fords look for a perfect season. Interborough leads Academy Park 4-0. Archbishop Carroll is leading Archbishop Wood, who's in second place in the PCL by a 1-0 score. Delco Christian leads the Christian Academy 5-0. Every other game is scoreless, but we'll talk Cardinal O'Hara and LaSalle 0-0. Same with Bonner and St. Joe's Prep. Upper Darby is taken on Ridley. Harriton's got Pencrest. We got Springfield and Marple. So for anyone that's familiar with the Central League, the way the schedule works is that we're back to opening day now. Everybody's played everybody once. We're 11 games into the year. Now you're going to repeat with the teams. The 5A teams will play the 5A teams again. The 6A teams will play the 6A teams again. So now we're at that point now. And I believe if you want to mathematically, we're about 2/3 the way.
And if Lower Merion wins this game, at least according to Coach Quinn, who has done some point totaling, the Lower Merion Aces will be in the playoffs. So they're fighting for that spot here today. Charlie Parsons will lead it off for the Aces. 5, 6, and 7 coming up. Parsons, Rendell, and Myers for the road Lower Merion Aces in their maroon uniforms. And they are beautiful. Both of these teams sporting some maroon colors in their uniforms. First pitch here from Fuertes. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1.
Good-looking uniforms here on both sides. And going back to what you said with the playoffs, last year, Ridley was 8-8, and they made it. maybe the last team in, if not one of the last teams in. So I'd like to think that, first off, I don't think if they win they're going to lose out the rest of the year. But if they were to do so, 9-7 I would think we'll get you in.
The 0-1 is a good pitch there on the outside corner, called for a strike. It's 0-2 to Parsons, who's hitting .435 as a home run and 10 RBIs. And he's a very interesting guy in this lineup for the Aces, as here comes the 0-2 pitch from Fuerst, and it's in the dirt.
I think that hit him.
Oh, they're going to say it did get a piece of Parsons, so he's going to head down to first. I thought that one might have bounced again. We are kind of far away.
I think it did bounce, but I think that I'm pretty sure that does count still, because I've had that happen a few times.
All right, so
I don't think it's
first.
The record.
Hit by pitch there for Parsons, and here's Calvin Rendell coming up for the Aces. But to finish what I was saying about Parsons, I had the chance to talk to Coach Quinn the other day about him specifically, and he said, as I said in the open, kind of one of the underrated players, but he started in his freshman year pretty much all the time. First pitch here was a bunt. It's laid down by Rendell, back to the mound. Fuerst goes a second. This ball is going to sail into center field, but the center fielder, Banks Evers, was there closely enough to pick up that bad throw. But now it's runners on first and second, and that's going to be an error there on the pitcher Fuerst on the throw to center field.
Yeah, it's a tough one. We talked about in the first inning when he tried to turn that double play, when he got that one and fired right back to second calmly. That one a little more rushed on the bunt. Not sure he quite set his feet in time and just sailed on him a little bit.
But to talk a little bit, just to finish up what I was saying about Parsons earlier, he was a guy that started in his freshman year all the time, and now he's over there at second base. He was told that he wasn't going to start this year, that they were looking for a place for him in the lineup, Coach Quinn said. And pretty much the mentality was that he was going to go to work, and he really went to work hard, especially at the plate. And he pretty much forced him to put him into the lineup. And ever since, he's really been tearing it up, one of the main pieces of this offense for the Aces.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 triples in one game, I recall seeing earlier.
Not easy to do.
It's just a great – no, I don't have 2 in my life, and that's a great mentality to have.
First pitch here to Myers. He's dangerous, too. It's a big cut and a miss.
I can see how he had 2 homers in their last game.
Yeah, had the opportunity to sit in front of the batting cage here when Lower Merion was taking some batting practice here. And this batting cage is in the midst of a tree. It must be impossible to see if there's even some clouds in the sky. But they were joking, or I think being serious, and it was Toby going to hit home run today. Well, we'll see. It too the other day against Harriton. Next pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1-1.
It said he's playing his college baseball in Texas.
Yeah, the University of Texas, Permain Basin, if I'm saying that right.
One of the satellite
branch,
schools.
yeah, branch of the University of Texas. D2, he's going to get an opportunity. Good for Myers.
Work his way up to the big club.
Yeah, it definitely could be a possibility. It's not hit for a high average yet this year, but really brings a power threat and gets on base as well. Fuerst comes set. Runners on first and second. The 1-1 is a called strike, and it's 1-2. Nobody out here in the top of the second inning. Lower Merion taking on Conestoga as the Aces threaten. They look to sweep the season series against the Pioneers. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count to Toby Myers. Leo Uffberg, who has a bet with Brendan going. We'll talk about that when he steps up to the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. Lefty-righty situation. The lefty Fuerst on the mound. He comes set, looks back the runners. And the pitch from the lefty, the 1-2, is hit on the ground hard over to third. Up with it is Cherney. His throw is to first, and it is in time to get Myers, but it will work as a sacrifice bunt. As heading to second there is Rendell, and moving up to third is Parsons. So second and third with 1 out for your man, Leo Uffberg, who might be getting a hat if he at least gets a base hit here or keep his 3 for 3 alive.
Yeah, he came up to me and was talking to us, and he liked my hat. He's like, if I go 3 for 3, can I have one? I'm like, well, I got an extra one in the car. But I told him it has to be exactly 3 for 3. No 4 for 4. No 5
Yeah,
for
you
5.
said that if he does get a chance to go 4 for 4, might have to pull himself out of the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hamstring's always believable.
Here's Uffberg,
But freshman, though, so I like the confidence.
A 375 hitter is Uffberg, and he's been a big part, too, at the bottom of this lineup. This Lower Merion team, and Coach Quinn also talked about this, has really never been known for their offense. But this year, as the first pitch is way outside, it's 1-0, they have found confidence at the plate, and they have found the strategy that works for them. They don't have guys that hit for the highest averages in the world, but some guys that have some pop, and timely hitting is something that Coach Quinn really stressed. Next pitch here from Fuerst is on the corner for a strike. Runners on second and third with 1 out here as the Aces threaten. David Szczepanski, Brendan Ricciardi with you here on Delco Baseball Now's YouTube channel. The corners are going to play in. Hunter on the grass over there at first. Cherney on the grass over there at third as Fuerst tries to cut down any runners. The pitch to Uffberg is low in the dirt. Good block there behind the plate by Jones. The deepest run for the Aces, at least that Coach Quinn could find, was back in 2005 when they lost in the second round of the district playoffs. And he says that he wants to get them to a point where that is kind of a normal making the second round in the district playoffs and trying to get even farther than that. And both of these coaches on the younger side of things, Fuer's next pitch is tapped in front of the plate, foul ball, as it will roll towards the Aces dugout. I believe it's a 2-2 count.
I think so. I know 2 years ago they beat Neshaminy in the first round with East Carolina recruit Van Wilner pitching. I think they lost their second game. I want to say to Springford, which if you've never been there, gorgeous stadium seats, lights, press box, everything. Wouldn't mind if any of our guys go and play a playoff game there this year.
2-2 is fouled off the Lower Merion dugout. Remains 2-2. Runners at second and third. Runner on third there is Parsons. Rendell is over there at second. And base hit should score 2 aces. And it's a 0-0 game here in the top of the second. Glad you could join us here on Delco Baseball Now's YouTube channel. Henry Fuerst trying to dance out of the damage. And the 2-2 pitch from the lefty. Fouled back. Good swing there from Uffberg. And this is, again, what we talked about at the bottom of the lineup. Uffberg, a freshman, putting up a fight for Lower Merion. He has a .375 batting average, .375 on base percentage. He's played in 8 games this year, but he's taken advantage of as many opportunities as Coach Quinn and the Aces will give him. Matt Hartstein is on deck for Lower Merion with 1 out. Here in the top of the second, the 2-2 pitch from Fuerst is popped up a mile high in the infield. The first baseman, Hunter, is over. Lee, the second baseman, calls him off, makes the catch. Parsons thought about heading home, and he'll retreat, so that will work there for Fuerst and Conestoga as they get the P4. There are now 2 outs with runners on second and third for the 9-0 hitter Hartstein, who's had a difficult time at the plate so far for the Aces this year.
This will just be a huge momentum boost for Conestoga. You get in that situation, second and third, 1 out. If you're able to get out of that without any damage whatsoever, that gives your offense. You'll have Luke Hunter leading off. I'm under the assumption that it's a caught stealing. I don't think Luke is the one who's out. I don't think that would be the case. Could be wrong. Baseball is a weird game.
Well, here is Matt Hartstein, and he said a big moment here, a big momentum swing for either team. But Hartstein trying to get a base hit. He's a 182 hitter, on-base percentage of 280, and OPS of a little bit above 460. He's had 22 at-bats. And we'll see if he can come up with a big hit here. 2 outs. Pitch from Fuerst is lined into left field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run is in. Here comes Rendell. He's speeding home. Throw is to home. Heading for second is Hartstein, and he is safe. What a big hit for Matt Hartstein in the 9-hole. And Lower Merion is up here at Conestoga. It's 2-0. Wow, Brendan.
That's clutch. That's clutch. And you talked about it earlier, the depth of this lineup, to have your 9-hitter be able to go out there and deliver a big hit like that, especially for someone who hasn't had the best statistical season, that just it really sets the tone, and now you're right back at the top of the order.
Hartstein, the catcher, will get a courtesy runner over there at second. I'm not quite sure, Brendan, if you can get a number on the player who comes in to run at second, but there are 2 outs. It's 2-0, 2 runners in.
I'm not seeing it.
For Lower Merion.
It's 4.
See if that might be Trevor Roman, if that is a 4 over there. Back to the top of the lineup for Shoals. First pitch from Fuerst is upstairs. It's 1-0. It is 4. So the pinch runner is Trevor Roman over there at second base. Mainly used as a runner this season. He has 3 stolen bases, only 1 plate appearance. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Fuerst trying to get out of this second inning. We've given up just the 2 runs. Runner on second, 2 outs. Next pitch is low and outside. It's 2-0 to Shoals, who grounded out the short in his last at bat. But, I mean, really, what a big hit that fired up this Aces bench. Got them going here early on the road. 2 balls and no strikes to count. David Szczepanski, Brendan Ricciardi with you here on Delco Baseball Now's YouTube channel. Fuerst struggling here in the second, and now he's going to step off. Heading back to second there is Roman. Does have speed over there again at second. A base hit should score a 3rd run of the day for Lower Merion. 2 balls and no strikes to count at the plate. Fuerst trying to bear down. Now he's going to step off again, and Jones will come out and have a chat with Fuerst. This Lower Merion lineup really putting together as much of a fight as they really can. And, in the first game, it was a low-scoring battle, just 3-1. We already have 2 runs scored here in the second.
Well, if history holds, every single game in the week we've done so far, the losing team has scored exactly 1. So if that trend holds, congratulations to Lower Merion for the victory today.
2 balls and no strikes to count to Shoals. Fuerst did pitch in the first match. It pitched really well for Conestoga as well. Just his offense wasn't good enough that day. The 2-0 was fouled back off the end of the bat, and it's now 2-1 to Scholes. It really puts together a good at bat at the top of the lineup. It was kind of weird that he was out on one pitch there in that first at bat. Usually puts up a really long, lengthy at bat, tries to wear down the pitchers, and that's something that Coach Quinn has also stressed. This idea of having a chip on your shoulders and just keep battling. And this Lower Murray team is really kind of taking the role of the underdog, somebody that a lot of people have counted out. They have a 2-0 lead here against Conestoga on the road. 2-1 strike to count with 2 outs. Forrest trying to get out of it for Conestoga. Now he'll step off again, looking for the signs. Back on the rubber. Lefty comes set at the belt from the stretch, waiting on his 2-1, and waits for the sign. And now the 2-1 pitch from Fuertes is upstairs. It's 3-1. Just doesn't look like he's all that comfortable on the mound right now, Brendan. Trying to get his signs from Jones behind the plate and just seems to trying to find it right now as the umpire now comes over and talks to Fuertes about something. I don't know if he ever fully stepped off there, Brendan. Now, they didn't give him a balk, but it looked like the Fuertes didn't fully step off, and right away, Coach Quinn kind of went on the home plate umpire and said something, and the second base umpire went into Fuertes to have a chat with him before the pitch. It's 3-1 strike to count. The lefty comes set. Heading for third is Roman, and a foul ball. He had that base stolen, and it's now a full count, 3-2 strikes, as Roman was sent there on the 3-1 with 2 outs.
Interesting decision to send there. You're already in scoring position
agree.
with someone who's known for their speed, maybe just trying to catch him off guard because look how far back Cherney's playing at third.
Or maybe a bad throw. Try to force Conestoga into a bad situation. 3 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Fuertes to Scholes. Swing and a miss. He got him. So a punch out to end the second inning. 2 runs come in, though, for the Lower Merion Aces in the top of the second as Matt Hartstein gets a big hit, clutch hit, with 2 outs to give the Aces a 2-0 lead. Right into the bottom of the second here on Delco Baseball Now's YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this, Delaware County. Hi, everybody. Welcome here to the field at Marple Newtown High School here in the Barrett All-Star Game. Here with the player of the game, Joe Anzalone. Joe, named the MVP, couple hits, also did it on the mound today really well. First of all, how does it feel?
Yeah!
All right, we're going to keep it running. A lot of water. How does it feel to be named MVP of the Barrett All-Star Game?
Feels good. I felt very confident in myself today, and I felt that I left it all out there. Could be my last baseball game. So.
It took me like 15 games to get part of the water shower, but I'm into it. Joe, going to Westchester next year to play football, this could be the last time that you put on a baseball uniform. Where does this memory rank for you playing baseball, and just what's going through your mind right now?
I don't really know what's going through my mind right now, but it's up there. I had a lot of fun tonight. I was honored to be playing in this game tonight. So.
Big comeback for the Central League, down 5-3 in the sixth. You were a big part of it. Caden Schuster for Strathaven, a couple big hits. Just what was the vibe in the dugout, and what was it like to play for the Central League All-Stars?
It was awesome. There's a lot of good players in there, and they all had confidence in themselves to go out there and win the game for the Central League.
Any final thoughts as you look back on your baseball career and look back on this Barrett All-Star Game?
It was a lot of fun, and I loved every moment of it.
Thank you so much, Joe. Again, Joe Anzalone, the player of the game for the Barrett All-Star Game. Congratulations.